Hey folks, it's Monday, May 18th, around about 3:45 p.m. Central. The markets are closed right now. The call for the day was that we had remnant cycles from Friday that were targeting anywhere from 2908 through 2915 or so on the ES. And we got an inverted move higher during the day, which I will share with you. But our expectation was we'll probably hit this mark and then retrace. So roughly we got an additional 48 points higher, and it's possible that that actually brings up the low side targets higher as well, or maybe they don't. Very difficult to say that, and we'll have to stick with price or time. And we'll look at what the time barriers or time resistance could be, or time support in this case, since we're going to decline. So the expectation from here is we actually hit a high, and I'll show you the weakness that is being reflected at the close. So let's look at the unified model. And I wasn't too happy about the miss we had on May 12th, which actually also ended up giving us a target of 2921.8 to print within 4 trading days, and it printed today. So, uh, so I had, I basically have parameters. So this was at a setting of point 0.1 for the error intervals, and I've expanded that to be point 0.2. Pretty meaningless for you, but just understand that it's basically allows me to play around with the model. So this is at point 0.2 setting. Maybe I should annotate that here. And that actually gives better control of the action, and it elevates the importance of the midline. And also you get a direct hit on the upper pivot today using point 0.2. So at this point, we have reached, even on dailies, we've reached kind of the upper bound, and we should retrace back to the midline. And so the midline is, for the week, it's 56.75. And for tomorrow, 2912, if you take the midpoint of that, that would be around 66.33, so around about 90, 28.90. And so I think we'll probably make it down to this level tomorrow, and obviously that's my predicted candlestick for tomorrow. Um, okay, and here's the monthly wick cycle, and I kind of get same results. On the Sunday post, I had mentioned that we closed above the midline, and we will target the upper bound at this point. And obviously, even I didn't anticipate that we'll actually exceed this level and shoot for the upper bound today itself. We missed it by a few, but obviously we will clear it once this week is out and ride it in a bullish manner into June, just like here. So that's that. On the Michan system, uh, it looked like we're not gonna get a sell. That's how it looked. But remember, I mentioned 3 p.m. Could be the point where we get a relatively larger move, and we did, and we can look at that. So, but obviously, as the markets closed, the story changed. It's both bull and bear news. The bull news is obviously we closed above the Michan monthly. Also, the system says that if we decline, we are going to hit 2945.31 in 4 trading days after that decline. So that's the positive news, and these are good setups because cycles say there's a decline, but if we decline, then we will rise back again. Kind of like the 2921 target. Uh, but the dailies actually went to a neutral state at close by closing below the afternoon center of gravity for the markets. So that's where we have the neutral signal. Moving over to the strategy grid, once again, positive news. If you remember the Sunday video, I had mentioned that we were not able to surpass 2952.59 close by April 29th. We exceeded the value, but this is based on cash, and this is kind of tracking futures on TradingView. So today we managed to clear that. These are pretty firm targets in my observation, and this has actually triggered 2992.74 for May 2020. Okay, so funny situation. We know a decline is coming, and then we are going to head towards this target. It does happen at times where if we don't get this by May close, although I believe we will, this could happen in the first week of June. Also, obviously, these are the stops for tonight's session. These are cash equivalents, so reduced by 7 for ESM. Also on Elliott waves, hourlies actually failed as we closed. So we have a sell trigger. Right now we're hovering around 41.6 and the low so far is 48.3. Once we break 2947.12, we should head towards 2902.2. If we break that, then obviously the targets that I'm mentioning here, we should be headed there. And I think that's where there is a buy point. And personally, and that's again not technical, and we'll look at it intraday tomorrow, what's going on. I think the buy point is around 28.76. But mind you, things could be volatile and we could get lower as well. So that's the scoop on the strategy grid. Let's look at the cycles. So we had a shoot up, and obviously, if you look at it, I caught this right. I had 10 points lower at open. We got 8 points lower at open, then shoot towards 29.21. And if you observe here, the daily cycle was topping out here. And obviously, I was expecting a top at 11 a.m. But then we got a little bit of a dip, and that marked a low around 10, 11 a.m. And if you look at it, this part of the daily cycle is declining, but what the market is did on the hourlies is actually went up on the hourlies. So that's what we got. This is 4 p.m. So that's why right around close we actually tanked. This is 8 p.m. So my thinking is we probably decline into 8 p.m., go into a sideways motion, and then what's going to be important is 1 to 3 a.m. tonight. And I think that's where the hourlies will align back to the dailies and head lower. Now we have two areas time-wise for a low. I believe this was right after market close tomorrow, and then we have obviously this goes into Thursday, or actually late Wednesday night, Thursday early AM. So that's what we get from this model. So you guys have this, and obviously the same model that I was sharing with you just now, you have these in the Excel, and you can observe what's going on here. That's an inverted move, just tracing this. So that's one way to look at it. And if this works, this is 7 p.m. tomorrow. Then we have 7 p.m. Wednesday. And obviously, we'll have to see if the signals from the price models they start turning. This is inverted cycles. If you look at this, this gives you 3 p.m. and again 3 p.m. on Wednesday. And on the dailies, you get about 11 a.m. So, Tuesday 11 a.m., Tuesday 3 p.m., Tuesday 7 p.m., and Wednesday 3 p.m. So it'll all depend on if the decline is fast and furious and we get to our targets and what we need to do from there. Looking at this cycle, this is the resultant pattern, algorithmic pattern that I try and derive from the cycles. We get 5 p.m. here and roughly 10 a.m. tomorrow here. So um, what happens on the pattern sometimes is this is perhaps the safest entry. That'll be like Wednesday close. So if there is ambiguity and we're not sure that we attain the downside targets, or if we're ready to move back up, we are going to get a re-entry. It's pretty clear from here. We have a safer Wednesday entry on the long side as well. But normally when the action is going on, I can figure it out most of the times. So we'll see. Okay, so that's the scoop and safe trading and good luck.